This sample is the snap or the snap set. For this I'm using a piece of muslin that is 7.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches in length. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to fold it in half and press it if you have to. And then we will sew our snaps to the ends, to either end. And they'll just go like this, and you can put that sample in your notebook. So let's get started with, I've already started the female snap. So I just want to show you that the female snap is very curvy. That's why we call her the female. She's usually the one that goes on the bottom layer of your closure. The male, if you'll notice, is actually a little flatter. And this is the one that has the stud that sticks up and gets inserted into the female. And so we're going to put this, we're going to pretend that this closes like this. And we're going to put this snap on this end. And so sometimes I use a pin right in the center of the snap just to hold it in place while I sew. In this case, I'm using double thread now, or actually quadruple thread. And usually you want to condition your thread just to make it a little stronger. You can run it through beeswax, and if you do that, you usually run your hand over it just to kind of push it into the fibers, I guess. Or this is called a thread heaven, and you can see mine is well used. I kind of just put the thread in there, press my thumb into it, and pull the thread through the wax. And then again, you condition it by just getting the excess off. Okay, so that's a good thing to do when you're sewing buttons or snaps. And so, again, I told you I was using a quadruple thread to make it faster. When you get started, usually this male snap is going to be on the top side. So what you want to do is when you take your stitches, you want to make sure that a lot of the stitches don't show on the front side. And the other thing you have to do is at least take one prick stitch into the front so that your snap doesn't gap out your shirt. Again, so I'm started. I got my knot. Going through my layers. And like I said, at one point, just kind of wrapped up my... At one point, I'm going to insert my needle through. And then I'm going to put this onto the other side. And again, I'm just going to take a prick stitch through here and come back to my center spot. And then I'm going to come back to this side and finish up my snapping. So you want to get this enough threading to fill up this little space before you go to your next hole. And you want to travel your needle under the snap and not over the snap. And I'll show you a bad example when I get to the female snap. So you stick your needle right here, right by the hole you were just sewing in, and you travel it under the layers of fabric, not in the outside, and then just bring it up in the next hole. It can be a little bit of a challenge, but you can do it. There we go. So notice that you don't see the needle, and wherever you have the needle going through, the thread is going to follow that path. So you notice that my thread came up here and not out here like this. You don't want to do that. So then again, you can start sewing around. And at this point, I'm going to take my pin out because I think I can hold it in place. And I'm going to do about, if you're doing double thread, you got to do about 4 or 5 stitches around this thing. And I'm going to go down at least one time. Again, you see, whoa, okay, that's just a little extra something going on there. We'll get rid of that. And then back up here. I'm not sure what that was. And then I'm going to travel my needle between the layers to the next hole. go all the way around doing that. Doesn't matter when you do the prick stitch as long as you do it. Oops, looks like I already did a prick stitch by accident, but we'll get another one here. And of course, if it was matching thread, you wouldn't see a whole bunch of it. I'm sorry, got out of the camera. And that kind of hurt me, so, and I wasn't using my thimble. This muslin is very thin, so it might accidentally take a little prick stitch, and I think I just did it again. I did do it again. So I'm not going to go all the way through because I already did my prick stitch. And to end it, all you do is tack it off at the end, or knot it. And cut it off. And I'm just going to go get rid of this little thread. I'm not sure what that was, but we've gotten rid of it. So if you had matching thread, that wouldn't show quite as much. Now I'm going to go back over to this side here. I've already started the female snap. I just wanted to show you the way that you shouldn't do. Remember, I said you should start here. Yes, I have dogs. You should start here and travel underneath to the next hole. What you shouldn't do is bring your thread all the way to the next hole and start stitching. Because if you do that, you're going to get threads that come across the snap, and that's a great way to snag on something and tear the or break the thread, and then your snap is going to start coming loose. That's what you do not want to do. Okay, and the same thing, you would kind of go through here and end it, you know, at the end with this, just like you did over here. And then it should work. And you get a snap. And come open. Okay, that's your snap.